Team rivalry, Big Ten, trash talk.
All right, look. I want to use the first video in this new series to make a bit of a confession. The point of this new video series was to use humor as a vehicle through which we review Big Ten football games played on the weekend prior to recording. But my confession is this. I can't make a joke about Nebraska. I just can't do it. I don't have it in me. There's nothing I could say. There are no jokes. There are no reasonable answers as to why Nebraska has now lost 7 straight football games. There is only to acknowledge that it happened, and it happened in the most Nebraska way possible. Offensively, they were actually mostly brilliant for most of the game, and frankly, I actually thought that they were going to run away with the game at first. It was 14-3 at one point. But Nebraska is as Nebraska was. A very talented team on the cusp of greatness, where the only thing holding them back is turnovers and a defense that looked more exhausted than I am after running a marathon. Probably. In my opinion, Nebraska's offensive line was the unit that cost them the game. And I know you're looking at Northwestern's 314 passing yards and thinking, nah, fam, Nebraska's defense allowed 314 passing yards. Yeah, they did, but it also wouldn't have mattered if Nebraska's offensive line gave Casey Thompson more than a fraction of a millionth of a second to pass the ball or run for his life. And at one point, both. If Nebraska's offensive line holds, maybe one of those turnovers doesn't happen, and instead they score a touchdown. But the turnovers did happen, and now here we are. Nebraska's 0-1 yet again. Also, Illinois played, but you probably wouldn't know it just by reading what the national media is putting out. And actually, they played pretty well, and I understand Wyoming is one of the weaker teams in an already pretty weak conference, and if this were anyone else from the Big Ten, I'd be skeptical, but since it's Illinois, I'm pleasantly surprised. They turned the ball over fewer times than Nebraska, they put up more rushing yards than Nebraska, and they also scored a bunch more points than Wyoming. Sorry, for whatever reason I thought it was week 9 for a second. Obviously, Illinois has to play a better team before I give them too much credit, but hey, it was a dominant performance and their second straight season opening victory, which is more than Nebraska can say.
Trash talk.